person has been a massage therapist, owned her own consulting business, traveled around the world. She's been the chair of the board. She's very unique. She's the only person I know in the world that I know if she's in the room. I know if she's in the hall. I actually know if she's in the building because she has a very unique signature. Right, Miss Lynda? And there it is. And she's also our Director of Education, and we thank her for that. So we'll give it to Lynda. She's going to talk on retailing products.
I started my practice in 1994. Still operating in Mare Island, the coast, Space Coast. And one of the first things I started doing is selling products in our practice. I was a consumer of massage before I got into massage therapy. I had quite a few accidents. I was in like 4 car accidents. And I was like, you know, if I get well, I want to do massage. And there was a lot of products that went along to help me. If they were topical analgesics, if they were pillows, and different things that made it convenient for me to help me get better. And I used every aspect. I used massage therapy, chiropractic, went to physical therapy, went to my orthopedic, surgeon, and it took a whole multidisciplinary team to get me better. And part of that too was having things at home to help me. So I was a believer from day one. And through the years now, as I've been in business, I know that we have more massage therapists out here, and why this topic is so passionate to me is diversify our income. I mean, just going out there and doing a good massage isn't everything, to actually what are things that we can do our bottom line. So I get the topic of building your practice with So, and by nodding, Sean, I want you to do the next slide. So the importance of retailing, and there's other ways, but we talk about 2 main ways to increase the revenue. And you can increase the number of clients that you see, or you can increase the sale of that ticket. So, and that would, what I mean by that would be is you can bundle products, you can sell more services, and you can sell retail in there. And that's the smarter way for business. I'm working on a guest editorial right now with Charisse Mo that wrote the book Business Mastery, and we're calling it, smart retailing products is smart business. And that's something that I want us to learn the basics and why we included. Angie and I have been doing programs for Kickstart and Successful Start and student programs all over the country now. And we always include the topic of retail because we want to make sure that you look at that, how easy it is. And BioFreeze, obviously I'm the Director of Education with BioFreeze. They have an entire build your practice that 1 or 2 products is very simple to go in there and help build your bottom line. So the next slide. So retail sales equal passive income. So that kind of speaks for itself. You have BioFreeze, you got topical analgesic, you've got passive income. And then the next slide. So advantages of retailing. So what are some of the advantages? Convenience for your clients. And adding the value to your treatment. So if you're using something in your treatment and you're making that convenient that you sell it there. We look for products that you can't get, at the drugstore. Something that might be an exception to that is like in our clinic, we also sell Epsom salts. I know you can go get those at Walgreens, but I want you to be able to not have to stop at the store and enjoy your, the relaxation value of massage and be able to go home and take a warm Epsom salt bath. So that might be, an exception to some of the product. And sending the treatment for benefits at home. So, and getting the right treatments to do that, increasing your bottom line. And I think that's very important. And we talk about, I think it was in the massage message, talking about we're not just a practice, you're a business. And that's what you guys, if you guys are students right now, if you're new, you have to realize you are a business and you have to make money to keep those doors open. So you want to look at all aspects to be able to do that. So if there's advantages of retailing, the next slide please, is there's going to be disadvantages of retailing. And Jay talked a little bit about the paperwork. I'm so glad he didn't get up here and say, and I have a client that hates doing paperwork, and I would have to raise my hand. But you do have to keep track of it. You can find, doing QuickBooks or doing different programs to be able to make it easier for you. You have to keep track of the sales tax, and it takes time, the inventory. But if you get a good program, and there's a lot of them out there, that you can take that data and be able to know which products, what services should I be, and you get really wise about the products that you sell. So tracking and doing the paperwork can turn out to be your friend. I haven't completely convinced myself of that yet, but I'm going to tell you it can be your friend. And then my accountant's happier because then I've kind of started to put everything in QuickBooks, and then he gets a more complete report at the end of the year. Because they're going with this. Yeah, we won't talk about it. We've done our taxes for last year yet. So a few product ideas. So, and you can bet, I bet one of those questions, what would make a good retail item in your practice? So hot and cold packs, the relaxation tools, self-care tools are great. The pillows. Biofreeze obviously have really made some great tools. And the next slide. How do you choose those right products? So one of the things that we talked about is things that aren't sold in the department stores, aren't sold in those drugstores. Are they unique? Are they an extension of your work? Do you believe in them? And I think that's the big thing with me is I knew what helped me get out of pain. I knew which pillows helped me sleep at night. I knew that Biofreeze, how I got working with Biofreeze is I used Biofreeze, so I believed in it. I got to know the owner. So if you really believe in those products, they're going to be easy for you to sell. And we as massage therapists, we're easy at it's recommending, it's education. So we're really recommending, we're not even selling. And that's a really good thing for us, so we don't have to act like a used car salesman to be able to sell those products. So next slide. So I've got 10 tips for you, and Lynn or somebody, you're going to have to keep me along, make sure I keep with the 10-minute rule. And I've talked a little bit on this. So choose the products that you trust and believe in. And make sure you're educated on this. Know what the ingredients of those products are. Talk to other therapists. This room is great. For the rest of your life, you're going to be networking. And that Facilitator provides that with all the chapters, with the conventions. And conventions are a great time to go around where you can actually touch and feel, hey, what's new out there? Or why do I like that product? So, believe it and stay. Tip 2. And that's what I was going to say, and educate yourself on the product. So the next one is to educate yourself, and you can do that at conventions and by getting products. So tip number 3 is going to be choose products that are not easily accessible to your clients. And and Angie talks about this a lot, you want professional grade products. So you want to be able to, and I love your story, Angie, where you say, I went into the massage therapist and they had, what was your brand? They had olive oil that they bought at Publix. And I was like, oh, I was hoping that, they're not, I'm not a salad, I don't want them to be, tossing me around. So again, think about that. I don't know how well I did that story. But think about that when you're looking for the products. You want professionally grade products out there, and they're going to be easy to sell because it's going to be an easy recommendation. Next. So choose products that you use in your practice and are just an extension of your work. So, sell the products that you use. And it just makes it that much easier. You can create treatments, that go around there. I'll give you Biofreeze, for example. One of my favorite pastimes is to go to Vegas and just hit all the spas of Vegas. And there's several spas out there now that have the Biofreeze pain management treatment. So again, they are branding, and it's so funny, I went in there and got the treatment with the spas and I went undercover. And Ethan over there happens, yes, Ethan, I did turn in that expense, but it was actually called the Biofreeze Pain Management Treatment. I went undercover and I go, why would you pick that and call it? And they go, well, do you know how much money that company puts in marketing? I go, tell me more. So that was the first thing, and instead of just calling it the pain management treatment, they called it the Biofreeze treatment. Then when you walked out of there was the product. So they used it in the treatment, and then you were actually able to buy it. And because you got to feel it in the treatment, and when you sampled it, the client is asking you, what was that you put on me? I like some of that for home. Or, it's not just Vegas or anywhere. You go to the amusement parks, or you spend the day at SeaWorld, your feet are going to hurt. So you have those products that extend that. You're going to be extending your bottom line. And we need that in today's economy. Okay, next one. So taking an ethical approach, and that's just, you know, if you do those simple steps and you have products that you believe in, and you're not pushing things that you don't need. I mean, we've all been there, that you go to the place and there's jewelry or there's different things, and you know, they're selling it, and you need a necklace and you need all these different things, and you got to remember that there is that you know, the fact that we are working with our clients, we want to make sure we're recommending things because we don't want them to feel pressure to buying things from us. So I think it is very important. When I got out of school, it was, should we sell products at all? Is it ethical for us as massage therapists? Or if you went to work for a spa, you hear, I didn't get in, I'm a healer. I want to do massage. I didn't get in here to be, you know, to do sales. So again, if you do it the right way, it goes hand in hand. Next. So again, you want to charge a fair and profitable price. And you know, I get people who you're buying these products. I mean, massage warehouse, I got to tell you, you got great prices. You don't give it away for free. You know, you have to pay something for that. So again, we have to be charging. I get people who buy products and they're giving it away. Well, I feel bad about making a profit. Well, you got to pay the rent. You got to pay, you know, that fee now. So I mean, again, charge a fair price. And Bob, I just just to touch on the next slide, please, is a little bit about pricing and you know what you should really look at. And this is a common term called the keystone.
Before I get to keystone, you know, I want to say one thing about retailing products. Many therapists out there today have doubled their income by selling products in the same way, doubling their income. Any clinics that I know are out there have doubled their income by including products, retailing them for their clients. So don't take it lightly. That's how much more you can generate by being out there. Now, to get back to the question on keystone, it's really, really simple. If you pay a cost, say $6, and you double it to $12 and retail it to your patient, that's called keystone. Throughout the whole healthcare industry, that's a common term of how they mark up products and then retail it to their clients or patients. So real simple, just double the cost. Called keystone, which is a 50% gross margin. It's the best way to handle selling products.
Thank you, Bob. And you're not always going to be able to do that. You're not always going to be able to get that margin on a product. But that gives you a nice common, you know, if you are able to do that. So the next step would be, you know, purchase products from a distributor that will support you. Angie, I'm just throwing you on the spot. You got your little microphone with you? You know, so again, what would I look for in a distributor to, you know, what are some of the things that I should look for? And, you know, I got it just up on the screen here is, you know, about a return policy, you know, price guarantee, how quickly it will ship out. I like to talk about a bar stool, and that's, you know, so you've got to have those products, you have the clients, and then you need to have a partnership if it's with a manufacturer or distributor. So just a couple tips to kind of look for. You know, one thing I get from you is professional grade products.
Absolutely. Professional grade products, I cannot express the importance of that. You know, she talked about my Bertolli olive oil incident. You know, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not salad. And I also don't need to be massaged on SpongeBob SquarePants sheets. I just don't think it's necessary. Tinkerbell either. They just need to stay home. So it's important to think about where you're buying your product and where your client may see that product. Let me give you a tip. If your client can see that product in necessarily Walmart, perhaps that might not be the product that you need to be using for your professional therapy. You need to consider that type of thing. And also, I love the return policy, the price guarantee, how quickly it ships. That's huge. That's all very, very huge. And the depth and breadth of the product selection, because really you're looking for a one-stop shop. You're looking for one place that you can buy just about everything you need from soup to nuts. And to me, that wraps it up into like a nice little package.
Thank you. And I personally buy my products from, I mean, no Angie, no Heather, you know, I love, you know, little presents every now and then pop in the mail, but on a regular basis, you know, on a regular basis, I mean, I'm there, I don't have time. I had some oils and they were all over the place, you know, I mean, again, they corrected that problem. Things are going to happen sometimes, and that's why you want to really look for a good partnership. And so next. It's about display and about merchandising, so make those products visible and attractive. I mean, I obviously, in 10 minutes, sure don't have time to say, is it better if you have one left in there, so oh my gosh, I think I have to buy it because it's the last one, or that one has been there forever. But I can tell you this is, you need to have them visible. When you're afraid someone's going to steal them and they're behind the counter, you're not going to sell them. And there's so much dust on there, you're not going to sell them. And they've sat there, for a year. So again, if you were just going to have them in a really nice point of sale display, or you're going to have a whole shelf, or you have a whole boutique in there. And then I go in there we have like 4 shelves and stuff, and I'll mix it around so my regular clients will see what's new and what's special, and they don't see that same product sitting there, or I want them to even think that everything's sold. Oh, I got that 1 minute warning. So again, there's just some examples on the point of sale display. We've been raffling a lot of the starter packages out that appeal to the senses. So we know first thing we do when we get a lotion, we smell it. That smells good. So the touch and the taste, and so next, so tip number 9 is offer samples to your clients. And I believe in sampling. I believe it's a great way to use those products. If you use it in a treatment, then give them a sample. I've got a couple of BioFreeze, Vital. They have great samples, and I use those in my practice, and they really work. And the next one is keep track of your sales and your inventory. Know the local, state, and federal taxes. Get a CPA if you don't have one. And and that's super important is knowing where the inventory, where the money's going. And so this is something that I came up with, is about driving your own bus. So it's very simple, I believe, is to believe in the products that you use and sell, use them in treatment, and sample the products. And then there you can drive your own bus. And there's myself and Sharice Omo. And we started a little Facebook page. If you go to Retail Mastery, you can actually be our friend on there. We put retailing tips. And so I hope you too will not be afraid of retailing products and jump on the bus. Thank you.